We come on the air tonight with some sad news. Former First Lady Rosalynn Carter has passed away at the age of 96, the Carter Center announced today. Mrs. Carter passed away peacefully just after 2 p.m. at her home in Plains, surrounded by her family, according to the Carter Center. She entered home hospice care with her husband, former U.S. President Jimmy Carter, on Friday. The former First Lady's life and legacy of patriotism, volunteerism, and selflessness has inspired thousands. Here is a look back at the life of Rosalynn Carter.
Before she was First Lady Carter, Rosalynn Smith was a girl from Plains, Georgia, a high school valedictorian, a businesswoman, and a woman who, in her own way, redefined the role of First Lady, openly and unapologetically involving herself in the work of the White House.
I intend to be active in monitoring and drawing attention to the progress and the results of the recommendations.
Her love story began young.
I always said I fell in love with a photograph on the wall in her bedroom.
After our first date, my mother asked me some questions, and I finally told her that Rosa was the one I wanted to marry.
Jimmy and Rosalynn tied the knot July 7th, 1946, and eventually had 3 sons and a daughter. The young couple went into business together. She managed the money on the couple's peanut farm. The two, each said, were equals. And even as her husband became governor of Georgia, eventually president, Rosalynn remained an active player in his success. She became the first First Lady known to regularly sit in on cabinet meetings and took on her own policy portfolio, becoming the nation's first public figure of her stature to destigmatize and support mental health, work she started as First Lady of Georgia.
We called for a new federal grant program for community mental health services, improved mental health coverage in Medicare and Medicaid.
Mrs. Carter also spearheaded a campaign for child immunizations. It moved the nation from just 15 states requiring vaccinations to all 50 for school-age kids. And President Carter later admitted Rosalynn spoke to him often about policy. An informal advisor to the president, she served as the face of the administration on multiple foreign trips.
Jimmy said I was the political one in the family, so I was always concerned about the politics. And I felt like I had to be, because Jimmy's not a politician at all.
Through the Carter Center, much like her husband, Rosalynn dedicated her post-White House life to championing human rights, continued work on mental health, and fighting disease. Rosalynn won't simply be remembered for commanding the influence that came with her office. She'll be remembered because she commanded it to do good.
For more on the former First Lady's life and accomplishments, visit our website at wsab.com/Rosalynn Carter.